a look at what the heck is going on in the market. So first of all, let me back up real quick. So the spotlight itself, we've got a total market cap of 2.4 trillion. Fantastic. Everything's good. We had a bit of a dip yet. So this is what we got as far as like Bitcoin. Bitcoin's doing good, 56,000. Ethereum's at up above 4,000. No idea why. We're going to see what's going on with that. Binance Coin, Dogecoin, 49 cents, and so on and so forth. We're using Trade the Chain, which we'll dive into the sentiment analysis. If you're a trader, you just click on this projected range and just take a look at what's potentially going to be up in the next hour or so. So 5% with 90% accuracy. Look at these: EOS, Omisego, Horizon, Yearn, Velas, Aeon. So take a look at that. All right, that's fantastic. Let's take a look at what's going on in today. So the fees. Fees. Before we get into this, let me just show you something. If you're wondering about fees and using Uniswap and decentralized exchange, all that good stuff. So when we go to like Uniswap, you know, Uniswap version 3 is out. Hey, great. So when you click on that and try to do any kind of swapping, usually it's going to say this: no liquidity, so sad, too bad. And then you got to, you know, click the trade with V2. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, this is 0xMR for ETH, and I'm going to swap anyway. And I'm going to confirm the swap and whatever. And then what's going to come up, I'll link this a little bit. The gas fee is $187. Let me take a screenshot of this because you can't see it right here, but I will put it in post. The gas fees are $187. So you're going to, it's for $800, 0.2 ETH, and 187, you're going to spend almost $1,000. I mean, total. So I'm going to reject that. That's probably a good idea. And that's what's going on with fees. And everybody's like, well, who cares? Because Ethereum's going to be fantastic. Maybe so. I don't know. But we take a look over here, and then when we take a look at the fees itself, let me blow this up so you can see exactly what I am talking about. So this website was actually shared to me from Ada Ape. And if you don't follow Ada Ape, this guy loves Cardano, if you couldn't tell. And he's a smart guy, or gal, I don't know who he is, or them, I have no idea. And he shared this, and he talks about, hey, Cardano moved 9.7 billion in transaction volume in the last 24 hours. ETH moved 24 billion. Here's the fees. ETH charged 88 million, ADA charged 18,000. And I was like, So I took a look at this nice little website, which I will link in the description below. And we can see that Ethereum is the top one here. Here's the price, change, market cap, real volume, smart contract volume, transaction volume, 32 billion, adjusted volume, 24, active addresses, and so on. And fees, $88 million in fees. So, hey, if you're collecting fees, good for you. Dogecoin 96, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, even Bitcoin is at 5.7, and you know, we're at the, you know, massively all-time highs. And here's Cardano, $18,000, and they had $9 billion in volume. So if you're looking at, so they had a third, but it was only 18,000 bucks. And then you can take a look at Litecoin and do all the things, and you can compare it. Sure, go right ahead. XRP, 21,000 for 2 billion. That's kind of weird. Zcash, Verge, and then Digibyte. Look at Digibyte, 12 million, $5.6. Wow. So that is essentially what's going on. It makes you think about fees. It makes you think real hard about fees, honestly. And really what it all comes down to, you know, as far as like, well, how much is it going to cost us? What's going to happen? How is it all going to take effect? Well, first of all, some people will say, well, you can't really compare that because, you know, Cardano has no smart contracts. That's very true. And people will say, well, Cardano is just vaporware, and all these different ones are vaporware because they don't do anything. And, you know, Ethereum does. But really, if you think about it, this is my thought. What does Ethereum really do as far as decentralized exchanges? I mean, yes, you can swap for another ERC20 token. That's great, right? But I mean, what else are we really doing? Are we putting mortgages on as far as a smart contract? Can we buy and sell properties and put them on there like that? Are the smart contract functionality really gaining a foothold in real world usage as far as like land and just like banking? Of course, you know, DeFi and things like that, sure. But we're still in its infancy, I think. And even though people will say, well, Cardano doesn't have this, or Digibyte doesn't have that, or whoever, whatever it is, sure. We're all in price discovery mode and speculation. Let's just be honest. And is everything worth this type of market cap? No, I don't think so. Absolutely not. But it just goes to show you that this is where we're at. So the question then becomes, what's going to happen? Well, if you're looking for some great prospects, look no further than EIP 1559 for Ethereum, which is going to be greenlit in July. Now, just to be clear, this was written on March 5th, so things may have changed a little bit. But just so you know, EIP 1559 will be packaged with the London fork coming in July. And this is how it works. Traditionally, a user sends a gas fee to a miner for a transaction to be included in the block, which we just saw, which I just got hosed, $200 for like an $800 transaction, 20% roughly, 25%. That gas fee will now be sent to the network itself as a sort of burn called base fee with only an optional tip paid to miners. So my question is this: if miners are making all that money, are they really going to be like, this sounds fantastic, we'll take tips? And then, it'll go to the, the network and that'll be it. Well, let's see. I don't think they're going to be too happy about it. Minority mining pool Flex Pool launched a marketing campaign against the EIP. Several minority pools joined, followed by majority pools, Ethereum and Spark Pool. Over 60% of Ethereum's network hash power is now against the proposal. F2 pool's largest pool in favor, with some 10%. I know I read another article where Ethereum network is like, who cares? We don't really care, and we're going to move ahead and get in line or get out. So July is going to be just straight fireworks, because July, August is when this is going to go into effect, on top of with the Alonzo integration. You're going to have smart contracts on Cardano around the same time. So really, if you're going to see, if this is my thought, if you're going to see any type of traction happen for Cardano, it's going to be around that time. And if nobody moves over to Cardano when they have smart contracts, then I'm going to pull a Mike Novogratz and hang up my spurs, because that will be it. I don't think you could really say too much about that, but I truly believe that it is going to happen. It's going to happen right here with World Mobile Token, and they're solving a problem for 4 billion people in a $1 trillion industry. World Mobile Token will be minted as a native asset on the Cardano blockchain. If you want to watch that video, check it over on Dan Clips. There's a link in the description where it says follow Dan. There's 3 things. One is Twitter, and the other one is Dan Clips. You can find it quite easily. So that is what's going on. And if you're not too really, enthused about these fees and whatnot, you can always take a look at Zero.Exchange. I'll link it in the description. I don't have a link in the description right now. Zero.Exchange, they use all these chains, so you can find the cheapest aspect. Also, Avalanche. If you don't have any Avalanche, you can send over Tether or a little bit of that, and they will give you a little bit of Avalanche to make transactions and buy more Avalanche to make it super cheap. And this is why I am doing that enormous dive into Avalanche, because I think it could be pretty darn big as time goes on, but who knows? So that is that. That is it for today. There's just a couple of things more I'd like to make mention of, and that is, actually, no, it's not today. To finish it all up, excuse me. Fees and the network effect. And people talk about this all day long. And even I talk about this with Voyager, how the network effect, Metcalfe's law, everything's going to be great, kumbaya. But in all honesty, you can lose a lot of market share real fast. And things move so quickly in crypto and digital assets. Really what people want, and actually, I actually stole this from Kim.com, because he was talking to Tone Vase and Wu, whatever his name is, about Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash. And he goes, look, I had one of the largest internet websites, and I can tell you what people want. They want things cheap, they want them fast, and they just want better service. And he goes, if you're looking for transactions, Bitcoin ain't it. And it's going to be Bitcoin Cash. And that's why he's building things like Bitcoin Cash. And then for me, I think about this. If there was another competitor which had smart contracts right now, Ethereum would be in the dust. It is what it is. And people talk about the network effect and everything else. Well, here's Blockbuster, and look what happened to them. People said, you know what? I'm sick and tired of these damn fees of returning it. And I'm old enough to remember, because I used to have to pay it. And then if you didn't rewind it, well, when they had CDs, VHS even. So it would be a lot. It would be expensive. And then you had to actually get up out of your house. It was just awful. Just horrible times, kids. And then on top of that, so that's just Blockbuster. And that was just, a little bit of money. And then Netflix came around. And Netflix is like, hey, Don't have to do anything. Don't have to rewind anything. And guess what? It's only $9.99. Well, I'll do that all day long. And then that happened. And of course, if you take a look at network effect, what about MySpace? What happened to MySpace? MySpace was the hugest social media platform when everything came out in the early days of the internet. Now look what we have. Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and everything else. Make it easier, faster, cheaper. I mean, you can't get much cheaper than Facebook. Where Facebook messed up is that it's super expensive in all the different data that they collect. And that's why they're losing market share. And then, of course, the last one would be banks. Why would you go to and use a bank when DeFi is going to take over? Why? And of course, right now, Ethereum rules that roost. But as we just see, faster, cheaper, easier, better. Who knows what it's going to be? That's why I